and your mercy. Your grace and your mercy has been great for us over the years. And we thank you for that. You have brought us from the womb to where we are now. Lord, we thank you so much for what you've done for us over those years. You brought us through many trials and tribulations. Lord, we thank you for this day. This day is a big day for us, Lord. It's a day that we can celebrate the years that you have given us. And the times that you have given us. No one else can give us that, Lord. You have been so good to us. So good to us. And Lord, I ask this morning that you forgive us of our sinful ways. Forgive us, Lord, for the things that we have done and that we should not have done. Lord, be with us and lead us and guide us. We need you, Lord, each and every second.
At the cross where I first saw the light and the burdens of my heart rolled away, was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. At the cross, where I first saw the light.
Hebrews 3:14-16. For we have come to share in Christ, if indeed we hold our original confidence firm to the end. As it is said, today if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts as in the rebellion. For who were those who heard and yet rebelled? Was it not all those who left Egypt led by Moses? May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word.
Amen. Let every heart pray. Eternal Master and all-wise God, we come once again, Father, as we can some as we know how. We come giving you the praise, honor, and glory. And we thought before we ask for anything, just want to say thank you. Thank you for waking us up this morning and starting us on our way. We thank you for a reasonable amount of health and strength. We thank you for allowing us to see another day we've never seen before and we'll never see again. These are all blessings we ask in the mighty and the powerful name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Jesus, 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 there's something about that name. Master, Savior, Jesus, like a fragrance after the rain. Oh, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus died for me. Oh, marvelous, the grace that caught my falling soul. He looked beyond, he looked beyond, he looked beyond my fault and saw my need.
Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. While I'm on this tedious journey, why don't you just walk with me? Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Don't leave me alone, Lord. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone, Lord. Don't leave me alone. While I'm on this tedious journey, Lord, just walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. Please hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. While I'm on this tedious journey, Lord, I need to walk with you. Please walk with me. Hold my hand, Lord, and walk with me.
So what we did with the senior ministry is to decide to recognize those who have gone on away, gone to glory from last September to this September, and there are 3. So we would like to, what I did was to give them a piece of paper and ask them to write something that says, I remember. And so I compiled all of those I remember papers into one thing, and this is what I came up with. The first one to be recognized is Lula Bowman, and her son Jimmy is here too. He has a candle. This little light shines as we remember Lula Bowman. Silver day. Lula Bowman was a living example of a woman who loved the Lord. She was kind,
loving, warm, caring, a giving, friendly smile, and she was also very dependable. Lula loved her church and did not hesitate to show it. She became a first-year member of this church. She saw all pastors of this church come and go. Guess what? She held steadfast to her commitment. She was a member of this church, supported this church, took part in this church as long as she lived here. She participated in many activities and ministries. Lula did not like to cook. You just heard Gladys talk about what we do on Wednesdays. Well, in our group, Lula said, now you know I can't cook. So what she did was to order, and she always got it from Kroger, to order a platter. And I mean, it was not one of those little cheap platters. She got a big one. And I said, Lula, why do you have to get something so big with all that money? We don't have to spend that much money. Oh, my boys told me to get it and they'll pay for it. And she had 3 boys, and so that's what she did. Lula did not hesitate to let you know, if you needed help, here I am. She loved chocolate cake and chocolate candy. She had a concern for others. She had a beautiful smile. She was full of prayer, and she was very soft-spoken. She had a very calming voice. She was not a gossiper. Now, I remember times when I know that if I'd been talking to someone else, we would have gossiped just a little bit about whatever the subject may have been, but not Lula. She had a positive outlook regardless of the situation. Hugs and smiles, always available for anyone who needed them. She was an Uber, that's the modern day name for a taxi driver, for anyone who needed a ride. If you knew Lula, you knew that she put family first, always put family first. She did not let the funeral of her husband begin until David, her son, arrived, who was out of the country at the time. I know that many of you in here can attest to that. Lula demonstrated old school family values. In raising her 3 sons, she demonstrated what it meant to be a part of It Takes a Village. She had a positive attitude. She was willing to help in times of need. She dealt with and supported children, the good and the troublemakers, always with that Lula smile. Neighbors young and old loved and respected Miss Bowling. She was the model of a godly woman. I really do miss her. That was on one of the slips. And then her candle faded out. The next person was Viola Irene Bullitt. This little light shines as we remember Viola Irene Bullitt. She was the oldest member of this ministry and was highly represented. She was a graduate of Lincoln Institute, the facility in Simpsonville, as many of you know, where our kind of people went when they could not go to that other school that was maybe right around the bend, right around, not even a mile from where you lived. So that place was strictly for all of us. It was operated by one of us. I don't think any of the other people ever even washed dishes or swept a floor, did anything there. She was a prominent, well-respected, licensed beautician. She gave us free hair advice. And sometimes, oh, you know, you shouldn't wear that with that That doesn't match. That doesn't look good together. But she'd let you know. She was a quiet, happy, fun-loving person. Bingo was her favorite activity. We still play bingo. Some people like it, some people don't. Enjoyed sharing her love for traveling through the stories that she told, through photos and personal experiences with us. She was always a fashion model, best dressed and friend there at every meeting. An excellent cook. Her dish was a favorite at our luncheon, She happily attended Sunday school and worship services, and did so until she moved away. 95 years on this earth, 95 years on this earth, and her light went out. Her light went out. Yes, Irene Vowler Bullitt knew who her shepherd was. The next person on our list is Robert Lee Ritchie Sr. This little light shines as we remember Robert Lee Ritchie Sr., who was called by God to be responsible for specific assignments in letting people know about God's kingdom. He was a teacher, a preacher, a deacon, a friend, and family man. I bet many of you didn't know that he was a preacher. He didn't walk around boasting about, I know this and I know that. But I tell you what, ask him something about that Bible. Could he tell you? Yes, he did. He was dependable. He was a jokester. He was respected by all. He had unconditional, overflowing love for everyone. He had a positive attitude, even though he had to drag that big, cumbersome oxygen tank around when his health was declining. He didn't let that stop him. Sometimes he'd even walk across the road to come to Sunday school. Sunday school's over, he'd walk back home. Some of his favorite quotes include, God made this thing simple. No matter what you do, the Jesus in your heart will come out. It's already been done. Said often at the end of the Sunday school discussions. He enjoyed studying Scripture and sharing it with others. What the Word says had his back whenever there was a disagreement or an argument occurred. He'd use Scripture to defend what he was saying. He completed all 4 books of Master Life with perfect attendance. He was a Bible-toting warrior, a walking Bible encyclopedia. He could tell you where to find whatever you were looking for. A conversationalist, always Scripture supported. He was a heavenly songbird. He and some of his friends formed a quartet group called the Seasonaires. They truly used their God-given talent to spread God's goodness to all who listen. He met at McDonald's, spreading the word as a spiritual advisor to individuals who met on a regular basis. Some had never even seen a Bible. The glow of his candle faded out. We have the responsibility to lead people to the Good Shepherd. All of us one day will walk through the valley of the shadow of death. If you live long enough, it'll happen to you. That's something that we all will experience. The main thing is, who's your shepherd? Do we use these 3 people as examples to draw from, to find something at least one little thing that could help us along this road. It is comforting to know that each of us do have a shepherd. We have a good shepherd that will lead us. But that good shepherd will lead us only if we are willing to follow. Thank you.
Oh Lord, I'm striving, trying to make it through this barren land, Lord. But as I go from day to day, I can hear my Savior say, trust me, child. Come on, I'll hold your hand.
I'm coming up
That's all right.
on the rough side
Yes, sir.
of the mountain.
All right.
I must hold to God.
Oh, yes.
Help a hand. Yeah, I'm coming up
Coming up, Jesus.
on the rough side
Yeah, Lord.
of the mountain. Yeah, I'm doing my best to make it in.
I'm coming up, Lord. I'm coming up, Lord. Although my burden sometimes it press me down, but if I can only keep the faith, I have strength just to run this race. I'm looking for my starry crown.
I'm
Coming up, Jesus,
on the rough side
of the mountain, Lord.
of the mountain.
It's all right now, but I got to
hold to God,
hold on,
His powerful hand.
keep on holding,
I'm
coming up, Jesus.
on the rough side
Oh yeah, that's all
of the
right.
mountain.
I'm doing.
my best to make it in.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah,
This whole race
yeah.
will soon